No hook. So I'm deliberately staying almost in silence for these first couple of seconds, because if you need a hook on a video or a nice thumbnail to like watch it, you belong to the mean. You belong to the average, and you are no standard deviations away from it. So, regardless, we're not talking about average and mediocrity in this video. We talked about that in another video. So here, where am I? You might be asking yourself. The place with a lot of noise, apparently. You got a car, you got the people, the working people, got a nice sunrise, you know. Pretty beautiful all around. Okay, so now that all the people who aren't gonna like watch the video, and all the people who are bored, and all the people who have an attention span of less than a minute and 20 seconds, now we're gonna get into the things that might actually be somewhat helpful, somewhat interesting. You ever notice that you can start to work on something and actually think that you're putting in hours into that work, into that thing that you're supposed to be putting hours into, and then you realize that you make no progress at all, or that progress is extremely small, extremely little, like almost something that you can't even like measure to be immeasurable. What a great word. And so it's just there's so much noise happening that I don't know if you'd hear me. Well, regardless, who cares? So like there's some tasks inside of what you have to do that are hella important, and there's tasks that are less important and that can be, you know, made automatic or delegated off to somebody else. Now, I'll give you an analogy of this, I guess. Let me think. I'll come up with something. So let's say you're a football coach on a football field on a football match with your football team. And you're freaking there. And so a football coach with this team, he has like some tasks which he can do and some tasks which he can do as well. But some tasks have a higher like leverage. They have higher leverage. They have a higher, I don't know, output compared to input. You know what I mean? So like, let's put like, okay, so in terms of efficiency and like actual like results, a coach, look at this nice plane. A coach could like, I don't know, a coach could freaking train the team, you know? That's a high leverage activity. Or you can like refill the water cooler and put the water cooler on the field. Right? The coaches don't do that because even though it's somewhat important, like obviously it's important to stay hydrated, but even though it is important, it's not inside the list of priorities that coach has, because that can be delegated, that can be automated, that can be, you know? So like, where the fuck am I getting with this? You might be asking yourself. Well, A, I don't know, and B, let's get to the idea of what to think of when you don't know what to do, or when you think that you're pushing the needle, but you're not pushing it as much as you can. So basically, I live with one life rule. This is why I'm here right now, like at freaking, what is it, like 8 something a.m. So I was working. I'll tell you the story before I tell you what. I was working and shit. I was like down on normally I just sit down. I work for like 8 hours. I work for like 4 hours, and then I like go work out, get something to eat, get freaking whatever. And then I come back to work. Okay, and then I go off to freaking university. So I'm probably laughing at myself in some way or another, bro. Because who knows if I little drop out. My bad. Such an unprofessional video, you might be saying. Yeah, fucking yeah. Dude. Chill out. Why you care if I'm a professional? If you're still watching the video, which you're probably not, because I like went on a tangent again. So, I was working at my house, and I was like, I think it was 2-3 hours in. I get up at 5 normally, but I got up at 5:30 today because I'm fucking gay. And so I worked until like 7 or 7:30 when I got a call from my boy, Diego, and he would. I just heard a fucking goat. Okay. Anyway, and this motherfucker was like, dude, let's go train. What the fuck? Let's go train. And my brain was like, dude, I don't want to go train. What the hell? My back hurts. My freaking arms hurt, man. Come on. Well, here I am. I'm waiting for my boy to go and fucking do calisthenics. Now, what do I have to say about that? What mindset fits into that schema, you might be asking yourself? Well, I'll tell you right now. It's a very simple, just way to like view the world in terms of like, I don't know, somewhat successfulness. Depends, of course, on the degree of successful. The degree to which you want to be successful, then it depends. But in more than one way, this is like uniform and universal. So like it goes for all. So it's basically, this is gonna sound so stupid and so simple, but like, don't just bear with me, which you probably are not gonna, but also, how would I put this? I can't think sometimes. Sometimes my brain just doesn't even want to work. Try to apply it. Not just for like a second, but try to apply it for the whole day. Okay? Now, it's basically so simple. It's all those things that you don't want to do, and all those things that you're putting off, and all the things that you really don't want to do. Those are the exact things that you need to be doing. So like a couple of months ago, I fucking hated outreach. I hated it. It was boring, it was annoying, it was meticulous, it was tedious, I had to do it manually. It was so, like, I got bad responses from people, nobody responded, I got ghosted. All the things you'd expect from outreach. But I just had it in my mind that it was shit, so I didn't do it as much. Because I was doing what I wanted instead of what I had to do. Because you have to understand that sometimes, and most of the times, like when you set a goal, you set, like the only thing you want is the goal. You know what I mean? And like you can only set the goal. You can't set the path towards the goal. Of course you can and you should. But what I mean is that normally when you set a goal, the path for that goal or towards that goal has already been defined by somebody else. So you can literally just copy that, and this is what everybody's doing, like in any like realm whatsoever. Like I don't know, like you see I'll finish this off. So imagine you see a chef and you want to become a chef. So you go through the same or one of the, like you research what that chef did to become said chef or in such high regard, and you do the same. Basically. That's it. Have fun. I love you, family. Godspeed.